Hi everyone, it's Trishna, and in today's video I want to talk to you about why it's really useful to talk to your higher self and lean on and rely on your higher self for guidance as you navigate this wonderful mystery of life and living within the mysteries of the universe. So I've talked a little bit about the higher self and connecting to your higher self in a lot of other videos. Your higher self is somebody or an aspect of you, really, it's you, the greater version of you that knows what will bring you happiness, not just now in the moment, but actually 40 years from now or 20 years from now, and basically sets you up for success starting today if you listen to that guidance. Now, that's pretty exciting, that's pretty fun, and it's great to have this version of yourself that's your best friend that can tell you whether to go left or right or, whatever decision you may be struggling with. And that's really all good and well. But sometimes when we think about how our higher self is guiding us today to bring us happiness down the line, it's hard for us to really connect to that and sometimes to get excited about that because it's like, yeah, that's great, but like I want some happiness now. And if we're in a really good place right now, then the happiness comes fast, right? Like the guidance is there, the guidance is there, the guidance is there. But if we're in a low place in our lives, we're like, yeah, great, thanks higher self for telling me to eat this smoothie, but like I really need my life to change like now, not give me a smoothie so that I have good health and a happy body when I'm like 40 years down from now, right? Like happiness then is great, but like I could use a little help right now. So I want to give you guys another perspective, another reason for why it's really, really powerful to work with your higher self now. Like why you should listen to your higher self. So first of all, when we come into contact with our higher self, when we connect with that greater aspect of ourselves, that aspect is so much greater and beyond our personality and our ego and our history here in this particular lifetime. And this is really powerful for a variety of different reasons. The main reason is when we're here in our minds thinking about whether to go left or right, to say this or not say this, to take this job or not take this job, to stay in this relationship or not stay in this relationship, we're doing a lot of that from our mind as it is, our mindset as it is. If we're not really in a good relationship right now, then we're making decisions from being in a place where we don't really have a good relationship, right? That's where our mind is, that's where our emotions are, and we are who we are based off of the personality that we have incarnated with, based off of the history that we have, maybe some of the trauma that we have, some of the good memories that we have. All of that has shaped who we are today. And if we were to make decisions as we are right now in this moment, we would basically make decisions that repeat the same history that we already have, because that's the mindset that we're in. If we're in a bad relationship, we're going to make decisions that will keep us in that same kind of flow. Maybe we'll go into another relationship and it really won't be that great, or maybe we won't even leave and we'll just stay where we are. Our decision-making capability is locked into our scenario and our history. So when we have this higher self that is beyond our personality, beyond our story here in this lifetime, beyond our trauma, that guides us, a lot of times that guidance doesn't make sense, right? When we get those hits of intuition, we're like, really though? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? It takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of bravery to trust our intuition over our logical mind, because it's guidance that's coming from beyond our patterns. And so, of course, the guidance that comes in doesn't match our patterns, so it doesn't make sense to us. But it can pull us out of those patterns and help us evolve into a new pattern, right? Into a new reality. So that's why it's really pivotal to connect with your higher self or your intuition or your body, however you resonate, because everybody's way of working with their higher self is going to be very different. Some people, they can follow their emotions. For some people, that's really not the best idea, right? Because their emotions are from the past patterning. Some people, they have this gut instinct and that leads them. Some people have this little tiny voice. Some people can look at the future, right, and determine the best potentials. So however it really works for you. Some people like to meditate and then they just get an answer either in the meditation or later. So either way, however you operate, and everybody's going to be unique. Everybody's going to be different. If you're like, I'm not psychic, I can't connect to my higher self, trust me, your higher self is connecting to you. It may just be in a different way until you do feel more confident with your psychic abilities, but you're still getting the guidance. and your higher self is always going to back you up, right? So that's why it can be really powerful to connect with your higher self, is because it's beyond the you here now, and you can get better decisions from that greater perspective. The you that knows all of you, not just your personality, but your soul, your greatest desires, who you want to grow into, right? The parts of our brain, the parts that our brain doesn't always really connect to, because we're so focused on surviving in this reality that we don't think about, how do I want to grow? Who do I want to become? You know, like, you know, what's my spiritual evolution? We're not always thinking about those things, but our higher self keeps all of that in mind, as well as our truest desires and preferences as we go about life. And it keeps updating it for us so that we can keep getting that greater and greater fulfillment. The other benefit of connecting with your higher self is, remember, you right here are of a particular mindset. Now, you can do law of attraction, manifestation work to up-level your mindset, in which case, when you do that, you get inspired action. That's why you shouldn't take action unless it's inspired, because your action is just going to repeat the same story of where you are. But when you shift your mindset and then suddenly get inspired action, that's your higher self speaking to you. That's your higher self being like, let's do this, right? And it's coming from that more elevated perspective that maybe you wouldn't have thought of before, right? Or maybe you wouldn't have listened to before, but now it's inspired. Your whole body wants to do it. So that's how law of attraction plays into this. So you can either work with your higher self, or you can work with law of attraction, or a combination of the two. But if you work with your higher self, one of the benefits of that is if you're getting thoughts, or you're getting ideas, or you're just connecting to your higher self is of a vibration that is different from you here. So even in thinking about your higher self, even in just feeling your higher self, whether you're getting guidance or not, but you're just feeling that vibe, or meditating with your higher self, or just meditating, you are raising your mentality, raising your vibration, because in order to connect with your higher self, you kind of have to raise a little bit. And so you're already practicing a higher level of vibration. Henceforth, you are raising your frequency. Henceforth, law of attraction, you will manifest better results in your life. So I hope that this was helpful, and maybe gave you another perspective on why it can be really helpful to connect to your higher self. It's not just this thing that will bring you happiness in the long run that's really hard to connect to and conceptualize sometimes. It's this aspect of you that is outside of your current patterns. And that truly serves us, right? Because if we don't want to repeat the past, we want to do something different. And our higher self is the key to that. And our higher self is an aspect of us. So we're not giving our power to anybody else, right? It's the power to the greatest version of ourselves, who is our best friend, who gives us advice and gives us guidance and knows exactly what we need and when we need it, and exactly how to tell it to us in the perfect way, whether sometimes it's a kick in our butt or sometimes it's like gentle, soothing, and love. So I hope this was helpful. And if you guys are interested in connecting with your guides or your higher selves, you may want to check out my Light Codes Activation course. Part of that is we connect to our soul. We visit that sanctuary of our soul. We connect to our guides, and we go on this whole journey of really connecting to our whole self and what will bring us true fulfillment. Because as we connect to our light codes and our soul codes, that's what we're here to express to the world, right? That's what will bring us the greatest fulfillment and joy. So if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description box below. Pricing is super low right now, and it's like a many week course. I actually forget how many. It's probably like a 10-week course. So lots of content, a beautiful journey that we can go on together in those, and for a very low price right now. So if you're interested in that, I will catch you there. And also, please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, please leave me a question or a comment if there's something you want to share or ask, and I will catch you guys in the next video.